Amazon just leaked its own plan to replace 600,000 workers with robots. Not through a journalist, not through a whistleblower, through its own internal documents obtained by reporters showing that the company's ultimate goal is to automate 75% of its entire warehouse operations. 75%. Amazon currently employs 1.2 million people in the United States. Do the math on 75% of that and sit with the number for a moment. And then understand this. Amazon is not in the future. Amazon is already doing it, right now, today. Let me show you exactly what is happening inside the most powerful retail company on Earth. Because this is not a story about robots replacing factory workers at some point down the road. This is a story about a company that has already deployed over 1 million warehouse robots, is projecting $200 billion in capital spending in 2026, largely driven by AI infrastructure, and has already cut nearly 30,000 corporate jobs in 6 months, while publicly stating that AI will reduce its total workforce as it gets efficiency gains. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy wrote those words himself. We expect AI will reduce our total corporate workforce as we get efficiency gains. That is not a leak. That is a public statement from the chief executive of the world's largest e-commerce company. So let's start at the beginning, because the Amazon story has 2 tracks happening simultaneously, and the media is only really covering one of them. Track 1 is the warehouse. Amazon has been automating its fulfillment centers for over a decade. As of mid-2025, the company has deployed its 1 millionth warehouse robot across its operations globally. 1 million robots. That figure represents a fundamental shift from a few years ago, when automation was supplementary. It is now structural. The company opened a new warehouse in Shreveport, Louisiana as a template for what Amazon's future looks like. That facility has more than 1,000 robots handling most of the packaging tasks. Employment there is already 25% lower than it would be in a non-automated facility. And as more robots come online, Amazon projects that number will reach 50%. Half the jobs, gone, by design. Amazon was developing a system called BlueJay, a ceiling-mounted robot with multiple arms designed to rapidly pick and sort items in same-day delivery warehouses. When they unveiled it in October 2025, it was presented as the next leap forward. By January 2026, BlueJay was dead. The system had run into manufacturing costs too high and operational problems too complex to solve quickly. So Amazon shelved it and redirected those resources to Orbital, a new modular warehouse concept designed to power smaller, faster, more flexible facilities. Here is what the BlueJay failure actually tells you. Even Amazon, with its resources and engineering talent, is finding warehouse full automation genuinely hard. The technology is advancing. It is not yet seamless. But the direction is not in question. Amazon has not decided to automate less because BlueJay failed. It has doubled down on finding better ways to automate more. And according to the leaked internal documents, the company's long-term projection is to replace up to 600,000 positions by 2033. 600,000 jobs from one company in 7 years. But here is what is getting almost no coverage. Track 2. While everyone was watching the warehouse robots, Amazon cut nearly 30,000 corporate jobs between October 2025 and January 2026. The largest corporate workforce reduction in the company's history. White-collar workers, managers, engineers, people working in AWS, retail operations, HR, and engineering. Not warehouse workers, desk workers. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy described the restructuring as reducing bureaucracy, removing layers, and shifting resources to ensure we're investing in our biggest bets. Translation: AI does what middle management used to do. We do not need as many people to oversee things that software now oversees automatically. According to Fortune reporting, analysts at Gartner estimate that by 2026, 1 in 5 organizations will use AI to eliminate at least half of their management layers. Amazon is not the outlier here. It is the pioneer. And in March 2026, something almost absurd happened. Amazon laid off more than 100 workers inside its own robotics division. The people who design and build the robots that are replacing the warehouse workers were themselves being replaced. The division's vice president described the cuts as difficult but necessary, while insisting robotics remains a strategic priority. So let me make sure this is clear. Amazon is using AI to cut white-collar workers while simultaneously building robots to cut warehouse workers and firing the engineers who build the robots. Every layer of the organization is being finned simultaneously. Not sequentially, simultaneously. The leaked internal documents also revealed something that should make every consumer and worker uncomfortable. They showed a strategy to soften public perception of the automation push. Internal memos reportedly encouraged employees and communications teams to use terms like advanced technology or cobot, collaborative robot, instead of robot or AI. The company drafted community outreach plans to sponsor local events and specifically avoid automation talk, all designed to maintain its image as a good corporate citizen. Amazon has a PR strategy specifically designed to make sure its communities do not notice what it is doing to their jobs. Now here's the question you need to be asking. If Amazon, the most watched company in the world, with the most scrutinized labor practices in the industry, is operating at this scale of automation while managing public perception with deliberate language choices, what are the companies with less scrutiny doing? Amazon employs around 350,000 warehouse workers in the United Kingdom alone. Those communities, those towns, those local economies were built partly around the fact that Amazon was there. What happens to those communities when 75% of those jobs are automated away over the next decade? What is the tax base? What are the local services? What do those workers do next? Amazon's internal documents do not answer those questions, and so far, neither does any government policy. Jassy said AI will reduce the total corporate workforce. That is on the record. The leaked documents say 600,000 warehouse jobs by 2033. That is reported. 1 million robots already deployed. That is confirmed. 30,000 corporate jobs already cut in 6 months. That is confirmed. And Amazon's projected capital expenditures in 2026, $200 billion, largely driven by AI infrastructure, represent a company that is not slowing down. It is accelerating. The robots are not coming. They are already there, 1 million of them. And they are just the first generation. If you enjoyed this video, please click on the like button and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.